Hi guys, welcome back. As I said, as promised, I'm going to come and explain how to install the software and also what software is going to be good for you. So, first thing we need to do is we need to install iRacing, and the best way to do that is for us to log in. Okay, now as I've mentioned before, I've already started racing and I'm just coming back to it now. So what I'm going to do is I've already got an account with iRacing and I'm going to log in. Okay. And whereas you guys will just click on the sign up link. Now don't forget, at the moment they've got a sale on throughout the holidays. When I did this video, so it might not be on when you actually see this video. Okay, but you can use my link and that'll get us some extra credits. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in now. Okay, I'm back. So, um, fill out your flag details. So I'm UK, and fill out my language details. And then you've got some starting tools, so you can have a quick read on this, which tells you what things are what in this um, website. So you know what you can see and everything. Okay, and then the snapshot of what you've done previously, etc., will be all on here. So just have a read of these, and you'll be able to then quickly get online and change some or settings. And of course, there's a shop. Now the thing about iRacing is you get a lot of cars to begin with a few tracks. And then as you progress, you buy cars and you buy tracks. Okay, once you've bought them, they're yours for life. Okay, and there's your navigation bar. So I'm just going to click on all of these, and this is the part where you have your wallet, how much things you got in your, how much money you've got in your wallet, and if you are on VR, this is where it would actually appear. And then of course these are all the different leagues. Okay, now once you're in, we've got to download it. So we can click on the download, and we need to download the software. So it's just going to go into my downloads folder. And once it's downloaded, then I will be able to install it. So click on that and click on the exe. So I'm just going to double click it. Okay, nope, not worked on there. So just click on my downloads and click on here. Now, it's just going to run through the setup process. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. So we'll come back to it as soon as it's finished. Right, it took a bit of time. In between, we had to install DX11, which was very quick, but .NET framework as well needed to install, and that took a bit of time. So that's all been done, as well as the anti-cheat software. So we're now ready to launch the racing UI. So that's what's going to happen next. And we got to log in again. So here we will fill out our details to log in. So back in the tick. So we're logging in now. Right, so first things first, it has to download a load of cars, and all the freebies that are on here will automatically download. Now, it's about 30 gigs worth of data that needs downloading, but to be honest, it's probably well worth doing it now than try to do it whilst you're playing. And of course, all these other cars and required updates still need to be done. So quite a fair bit of there. Now, depending on your internet connection, will depend on how quickly it all does it. but you can, if you wanted to, just get rid of some of these that you don't need for now. But I find it's easier just to get it all done and dusted and to get it all downloaded. And let's just carry on doing it. So depending on your internet connection will depend how quickly it will download. So I've got a gig internet, so it shouldn't take too long, around 5 minutes. So again, I'm just going to pause the video and we'll come back to it. Right, after a while, once everything has been done, it's going to be status completed. So we're going to hit done, and then that will bring us to our main screen. So this is our main screen. So as you can see, we've got the iRacing UI, so that's the game itself. And then if we click on that, we've got like the members area. So on the actual website itself, just gives you some information about order history, subscription dates, and things like that. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So now we are actually ready to play. All right. So any messages or any updates, etc., that are available, we can do. So these are like all the optional ones, but we don't need these. And this is just giving my data that I've done. So now, but there is another program that I like to use, and that's called Trading Paints. Now, if we open up Google, and we can download Trading Paints. Now, what Trading Paints allows you to do is it allows you to do custom cars, and it also allows when you're racing, so your car can have a different custom paint job, like all these examples. So, for example, I did Lightning McQueen as well. So, to do that, because we've already got, and it's a community. So, because it's we've already got iRacing, let's continue. So it logs in with our iRacing details and allow. So that means they can talk to each other. And then here is all your cars. So at the moment, I've got nothing set up as I've only done the Mazda MX-5 Global Mazda Cup. So if I local on that, so this is what I've chosen for my Mazda. So it's like the old McLaren type colors, but I could have choose the new paint, and I can design it myself or find a paint from the different companies. I'm just going to install it now. So you have to click on your name, install downloader, download Trading Paints. So let's put that into settings, and let's open the folder, and then let's install it. There we are, done. Very quick installation there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it starts up on setup, and just keep that as it is, and just hit save, and then just minimize it so it's automatically start up. So now it will always have my custom setup every time I restart Windows. Okay. The next one is Racing Department. Hi guys, sorry I got that wrong. It's actually Race Labs. So Race Labs is basically overlays like this that you can actually put onto your screen when you are racing. Now, sometimes they're actually a little bit better, I think, than normal overlays that you get within iRacing, and also you can customize them. So you can have different types of overlays. Now, RaceLab there's a free version, and then of course there's a paid for premium version. So what we're going to do is I'm going to install the free version for now, and then show you the free overlays that are available, what you can use. So I'm going to minimize that for now and allow. And then you need to sign in. Right, I am now fully signed in. So if I click on my account, and that's thingy, and I'm on my free membership. There's my details, any subscriptions which I don't have, and invoices, etc., which I don't have. So if I go back on to Race Labs, we can now download the program. So if I click on download, oh, cancel. So go down there, go here, here it is. So here's a program already downloaded, and these are what I did on my last races. So it has been around a year ago, and then it gives you a mini kind of a recap of what I've done. Okay, and what my session best was, my best lap, etc. All right. Now, when it comes to overlays, click on overlay, and then you've got all these overlays that are available to you. Now, the one with the little diamonds are premiums overlays, and so, and if you click on each one, you can see what they look like. But in order to get the premium ones, of course you've got to pay for it all. So what I tend to use, I tend to have um, the blind spot. You can put the blind spot on, and let me look at the lap times map. So the radar is another option. Relatives. So this one I do have. Now this one shows you how far you are away. So this is you in the middle, and this shows how far the person in front of you and is and how behind you are. Sometimes it's a lot easier to see on these types of overlay. You can then click on Open Overlay, and that is then set up. So there, standings. So this is the other one that I tend to use a lot of, and these are settings on how they appear in the background and how opaque on how visible they are, and then of course the visibility when you how you want to show them. Only show in the garage or hide in the garage. You can have these set up as well, and then of course all the other differences, what type of menu systems you've got, when they do vary depending on whether you pay for it or not. All right. So let's have so we've got that one open. So now we're just going to minimize these, and I'm going to open up the UI. And we're going to now click on multiplayer official. This tells you what all the different races are and what's current, what season, current, what series you are in, etc. And then you can just again just have a quick read through these if you want. And I'm just going to click on next because then otherwise it's going to keep doing it. So I'm going to go for the Master Cup. So I can actually click on here, and you can actually filter when what series you want, all the tags, what you want. So I'm going to be doing rookie season because we're going to start in rookie. So that gives me all of these, and these are the different races that I can register with now because it's all free. So if I go onto the Global Mazda, hit register. So click on continue. So I'm going to register with the Global Mazda, and I'm in. So now we just have to, once it's all registered and everything, you can actually then go up here and join practice, or you can withdraw. So we're going to join the practice, and it's going to ask me where I want to play it. Now, I've already got a monitor, so I'm always going to use monitor. But if you had the VR, you could use VR. So these are your track information. And now it's loading up again and launching, which usually doesn't take that long. And it's display 3. Auto configure. This time I've got it right. And at the full 75 Hertz, click on finish. So now if you only got one monitor, then don't worry, you're not going to have any of that information to deal with, because I've got triple setup, two information monitors and one main monitor. Now these overlays, we can use them on here, or I can actually have them on the other two monitors instead. But I'm going to hopefully talk about another piece of software called SimHub, which has a track layout and where everybody is on position. Now with race departments, you have to pay for it, whereas with SimHub it's actually free. And then we're going to have that set up on the other monitor. And I've also, if you remember back my other video, I've also got a little mini dash above my steering wheel, so I can change the view settings for the cars and have more information available to me, and more this thingy time. Now, first time, we can go through all these to make sure we have everything is resized correctly. Okay. So this is race events, opponents, reference. So I'm going to minimize this for now. So these are the drivers in my practice session, and that's me. Okay. And I'm going to minimize that for now. And as you can see here are the two overlays that I was talking about, which is just here. So you can actually resize these to your standings. Now my screen is quite small, and one of our officials to know if you have any questions or concerns. My screen is quite small, so therefore I am going to be putting these overlays on the separate monitor above, so I can see them a little bit better and it doesn't obscure my view. Now here, these are some guidance pointers for you, so that if you ever go onto these, you will be marked as a infringement or an incident, and you will get incident points for these. All right. Now, configuring. First time I'm doing controls, so I need to set up the steering wheel. So that's all one way, and then that's all to the other way, and then I'm going to put it now into the center. Okay. Then it's already done the steering lock measurement. To measure your wheel's range, turn your wheel 90 degrees to the left and hold it there. Oh, to return the steering wheel to the center position. So just follow the on screens and it will calibrate everything. So depress the throttle and then release it. Depress the brake and release it. So click next to use the auto clutch, which that's what I'm going to do. Now for shifting, so I'm going to use that one for up and that one to go down. I've got no hitch pattern. Right, press a button to look left. So I'll use that one to look left and that one to look right. Enter exit tool. So this is when we have to go back into your car. So I'm going to use that one. And that's it. Completed. So now that's all, everything is now set up. And you can see that from here as I'm pressing the different buttons and different wheels. Okay, and then gearbox is there. So you can actually put some extra controls in, and let's turn off the driving line, pit exit line, auto engine, auto wipes, auto tire off is fine. And then here you can adjust your driver's views and things like that. Force feedback, you can do all the settings there, but I'm going to leave it as standard for now. keybinds. Again, if you wanted to add extra buttons, if you've got button boxes, which I have, you can add all the different buttons to do all this stuff. Okay, but I'm just going to get into the game and hit practice. Now, that's my current view. That's my current dash. And we're going to click on edit. So this is what our UI looks like. So we can now move things around and move things into see where we want different versions, mirrors, and race flags and penalties all go there, all warnings and everything go here. Now we've got this window, so I'm on full screen mode, but that's a little bit too high, so I might have to move this down a bit there and just move them down a bit so then they can fit into the screen without any issues. And then these are my timing screens on the bottom right, and chat information I want over here, and then these are my just driver inputs, so you can see what's being pressed, what's not being pressed. Okay, there, and I'm going to lock it, so I'm happy with that. And let's start driving. Gear 1. Start driving now.
They're showing us the black flag. You didn't exit the pits safely. You have to drive through the pits without stopping.
Now, it is very strict. It is very strict when you do things, so this is you've got to be careful. As I went across the white line. Okay, so there you have it. So I'm just going to bring this down here to show you what it looks like when you've started racing. So at the moment there's nobody on track next to me, so that's why there's no other cars there. And in this current session, these guys have been in and out, therefore you've got times on the board, whereas the rest of us from them onwards have been in but not set a time. And then I'm just gonna tap my reset button.
That's it, go!
So I've now come back into the pits, and these are my data. Right, hope that's been informative. I know it's a bit long, but hopefully I'm going to be, next video that comes along will show you my journey into trying getting out of rookie again. I'm going into a D license and then carry on my way up to getting a much better license. Okay, and then I'll show a picture of my setup as well in one of my other videos when I've got everything else fully set up and the Sim Hub software up and running. So until then, thank you very much for watching, guys, and bye for now.